All right, hi everybody. Welcome to a little bit of a unique fasting space. I'm here with my dog, Osi. We're going to get a fire going. I am right now at a medical conference. Usually I'd be with you live in the studio, but I'm recording a bit of a space where we can just hopefully gather around the fire, hang out, share a bit of a fasting space together. If I'm going to meet with a friend, we're going to have a conversation and just talk, health and wellness, what's going on, how are we moving towards something. I'm going to pick a coffee shop. So the vibe for the main, sessions, I put some gentle music. I say, let's grab a coffee. If I had to pick my number 2 spot to just hang out, talk about health and wellness, I say get outside, have a fire, gather around. So let's do that here together. Encourage you. I'm going to get the fire going. I'm going to give some reflections on fire and our metabolism. Fire can be such an awesome metaphor for fasting in many ways, using that energy, burning that up. We'll dive into that a lot. Encourage you while you're here. Let us know your health goals. What are you working on? Let us know in the chat. Give support, give encouragement to people that are here. And we say, let's gather around the fire. All right, getting the fire going. And already it's so warm. Always nice on a cool fall afternoon. That's what I'm filming this. Crisp outside, and then the fire just makes it perfect. Warm yourself up. So fire makes me think of the metabolism. Fire is consuming the wood. We think we try to use our fire analogy, trying to lose weight. Think of wood as like body fat. It's there to power the body. Wood is there to power the fire. And fasting, the opportunity to give space to the body. If we were to just keep piling wood, piling wood in, especially as it's trying to get going, we put the fire out. If you're building the fire, you got to space the logs apart, right? That allows the air to go in, allows the fire to burn. You try to start the fire with all the logs just so tightly spaced, no space in between them. The air can't flow, oxygen can't get in there. And going to be very hard to get that fire going. Think about that with a fasting practice, like with our meal timing. That, we're trying to get our metabolism going. We're trying to get the fire going and burning. Burn through the excess, right? Burn through the energy that's there. Give space to it. Think of our meals as like the pieces of wood, right? If we're feeding fuel, it's we got to give some space in between those meals so that the fire can burn, right? Bringing everything into balance. This is the thing. Good to be in the coffee shop, right? Good to be out in nature. When we're out in nature, we can look at natural patterns, natural ways that the earth is functioning. We see that, okay, it's normal to have space. Constant consumption, not the way of nature. Nature is a cycle. Nature has seasons. Fall, such a beautiful season. Such a beautiful opportunity as the leaves are falling and changing. See trees going through a cycle. Trees getting into a fasting space as they're waiting through the winter, conserving, especially fasting a tree into the spring because it's it's waking up. In the morning we're waking up. And we got to use that energy that's within us to power us before we're eating. That's the trees start eating once the leaves are already built in spring. But all that energy is stored there inside the tree, just like all this energy stored inside us, waiting for the opportunity to burn. I say just let that metabolism burn. Open up a fasting space. That's what I think of around the fire. I think a lot about the fire. My favorite time of the fire is like the fire burning down, and then we're getting to those coals, right? So like as the coals are coming in, they start glowing. That's my favorite time. It's like very calm, peaceful, centered part of the fire. This is kind of like the exciting part. Hey, OC. OC, no. We don't dig holes there. Come say hi. Come say hi to everybody. Go look at the camera. OC loves digging holes, don't you? A lot of what's happening in this first stage of the fire, there's all kinds of chemicals and compounds in the wood, volatile compounds, and this is what is burning off first. We see the flame, we see all this energy. It's not the carbon though. The carbon is like the real superstructure, real valuable part of the wood. That's what we burn away, all the excess. That's what we see in the coals, is that carbon. This is what I love as a metaphor for our fasting. Burn away all the superfluous stuff. That's the autophagy effect, right? Burn away everything we don't need to refine, get to the pure, the core. That's what I'm thinking of, like the body, right? Lean and strong, like what's left after the excess is burned off. That's what the autophagy is doing. Like the muscle, right? We want to be strong. I did that session the other week. Fasting can make you strong, and we looked at some research on that. Think of that process though, refining. Refining away the excess that we don't need. And a fire, also like to sit by a fire. A very calm, centered space. I don't know about you, but I could just sit all afternoon by a fire. Watch it burn. Something very soothing, very peaceful about watching a fire burn. I think because it's just such a natural process, you know? I think human beings been sitting around a fire just for millennia, for thousands and thousands of years. Think about a fire, like a fire to most people is like the modern screen, you know? People gather around the fire. It's like a place to share stories and experiences. That's like really the idea of it to me. It's like a place to sit, a natural space to sit, be content, watch a natural process, share stories, connect. These are all good metaphors for like what I would really like our space to be like. Conversations about deep and meaningful things. Like every day, this is the metaphor I've been using for our process, right? Every day, stepping toward better health. We think about a lot of human experience has been like spending the day doing the work and then gathering around the fire, right? I think like historically, fire was light, It's light and heat. It's another thing I love about fire. It's just getting back to this kind of core human experience. Like, it's not all that long we've had even electricity and light, and most people warming themselves by the fire, seeing each other by the firelight. It's a very natural, healthy light. And there's a lot of positives, like we said, to technology. Here we're connecting through the screen, and I'm so grateful for it. But this is where I think, where I hope like technology goes, right? Using a medium like this to try to help channel and connect to nature in a way too, like it's hard to do. We're all in different places, but like building spaces and experiences where we can, you know, center ourselves around things that are ancient, natural, powerful, thoughtful, centering. Learn from it. Say, hey, I want to be like this fire. Just remind me right there, like taking a big deep breath, right? Fire needs oxygen to breathe. We need to take a breath, reminding us, bring the stress and the pressure down. Not in any rush. You can't really be in a rush to have a fire, you know? Fire is just kind of happening on its own time. Once I went camping with some crazy college guys, and they brought a leaf blower. And they'd run the leaf blower on the fire, and it would just get so incredibly hot, and then you'd take the leaf blower away, and it would just explode on this big fireball. That fire was not happening on its own time, I'll tell you that. That is kind of an analogy of, I think, what we kind of do to ourselves in culture a lot of times. This is like running ourselves on super overdrive, right? Fire not good enough in our modern, hectic, what do we call it? Hustle culture, right? Not content enough just to watch a fire burn down. Let's bring in some gasoline, run the engines, burn that thing super hot. Do you ever run yourself that way? Like, do you run your life that way? Like a leaf blower on the fire. Yeah, I would say don't do that. I've been using the analogy lately of, you know, a sailboat. We're on a fasting sailboat. Let fasting do the work. Don't need to overthink it. It's okay to put in a lot of work. I used the phrase the other day, intentional intensity. And if you're in a season for intentional intensity, I say, like, it can be a really great thing to dial in. Fire's very intense, right? Fire very hot. Fire very hot and intense. And sometimes maybe we take the analogy like that. Hey, like, can we bring an intensity to what we're doing? Sometimes we say, okay, fire, natural, slow, like we can learn from that. Let it happen in its own time. Sometimes we will say, look how powerful fire is. Fire is hot, it's just burning. Like, are we passionate about something? Like, is it a health goal? Where is it on our priority list? Are we like, really, is it burning within us to have it? Bring that intensity from within our spirit. I did a video the other week, a little live highlight where I've been talking about fire, about I'd spent the day out in the country. We're cleaning up kind of a wood pile, right, that had been accumulating for all this time. Is like an opportunity to like clear out all the gnarly branches. It's kind of like a brush fire. Here I'm just cleaning up some scraps, odds and ends from some projects and some wood we chopped up. Love that analogy of autophagy in the body. Like the body is storing, actually in certain places in the cells, it'll be storing damaged proteins, dysfunctional proteins. Save them for that autophagy space. Body, burn them up. Recycle that. Can you give your body a gift of that autophagy space? Let that fire burn. Let that fire burn within you. Fire's always burning, right? The fire's always burning. If we keep eating, it's not like the metabolism goes out. It doesn't go out. It keeps burning. But what is our goal? Without any space, it's harder. I'll say it's harder to make progress on a weight loss goal. You've got to burn through all the food that we're consuming before that fire can just keep burning on the stuff that has been there so long. Like if we really want to get this fire down to these beautiful glowing coals, that pure carbon that we're looking for, got to stop throwing. I got more logs on the fire. You know, I throw some more logs on the fire, we build it back up. But then it's going to be a minute before we're really getting to that powerful process. Those coals, that's like that deep autophagy, just that glowing intensity. It's a totally different level of the fire. That's what it is. We keep feeding in the new stuff, the new wood. We build it back up. We're always getting in this state, the kind of superficial state, burning off all these other compounds and stuff. It's perfectly fine. But like from time to time, let that process burn down. Give it the space. That's how we get to that, the beautiful coals at the end. Right, good doggy. Yeah. Now we're getting that fire burned down. Nice, it starts to get to this stage and then it's not so smoky. So warm though. So warm. Yeah. I hope it's been a good week for you. We're stepping down this path. This week has been the 50s while we're recording it. We're stepping toward the new year. Whenever you're watching through this, you know, we're on a journey. We're taking steps toward better health. Every day we have an opportunity to take one step toward our goal. every day a step on the journey, and then we do what we can. We don't stress ourselves out, and we think, all right, then at the end of the day, gathering by the fire, that's maybe the tradition. And we think maybe the fire inspires us a little bit less screens at night, a little bit more natural light. Maybe the candle can be like just the tiny representation of the fire. That'll help a lot with insomnia, right? That blue light on the screens, you know, we want to give a break for that in the evening. All these good things, we focus a lot in the morning, fasting space. Have our coffee, set ourselves on the right track. And then let's circle that around, recognize, okay, evening. Great time to just sit by the fire. Bring the nervous system way down, maybe have a tea and calm everything down. Natural light, let the light come down. Great space in the evening for fasting too, because, we're heading toward the end of the day. Body's shutting down, body's calming down, body wants to rest. We put a lot of food into the body in the evening. Body's like, oh, I don't know about this. We don't necessarily need that. Let's store that away for tomorrow. And maybe tomorrow comes. Do we put more in? It's like give that fire the space to burn. We can push that out in the morning. It's maybe the easy space. Have a coffee, do fasting in the morning. Maybe fire is letting us think of that evening space too. Just say, hey, let's just give more space here to let this burn. Can go from both ends, 2 meals, like a first, a second, plenty of time within a day. And then those couple things can slowly merge over time, maybe just into one. Certainly doesn't have to be the same every day. I think it's better if it isn't. Honestly, I really like that concept, like intuitive fasting. That help you flow through it. Some days you don't have to practice fasting no matter what path you're on. Sometimes you can dial it in. 2, 1, have a full fasting day. Really open up that space. Really beautiful. Really grateful to having you all with me. Thank you so much for being here. I'll be in and out through the conference. Throw questions, observations, reflections in the comments. I love having a conversation with you about them. Sun coming out here at the end of the day, just as it's going to start setting soon. Hope you all have a great weekend. I'll leave you with some shots of these coals coming in. So beautiful. And I'll look forward to connecting with you again next week.